Lucifer Morningstar is pulled over by an officer for speeding, but when Lucifer bribes the officer, he declines the bribe. So Lucifer uses his powers to make him confess his sins to take the bribe. Then Lucifer speeds off to his bar. Maze asks Lucifer why he's wasting his time at the bar after being released from hell. Amenadiel visits Lucifer to tell him his return to the underworld has been requested, but Lucifer quit hell and won't go back. Delilah visits Lucifer to ask if she sold her soul because she messed up. So Lucifer tells her all she needs to do is to get her act together. When they leave the bar, they are shot at and the shooter gets into a car accident shortly afterwards. Lucifer survives, but not Delilah. But before the shooter dies, Lucifer angrily asks him why. Chloe and other officers show up to investigate the case and think it's a low-level crime, but Chloe thinks otherwise. Chloe interviews Lucifer and he tells her the shooter did it for money. Lucifer wants the investigation to continue, but he says some unbelievable things, so Chloe ends the interview. Next day, Lucifer interrupts Jimmy's wedding and asks him why Delilah was taken out. Jimmy thinks it was Tuvile that caused her death, but right before leaving, Lucifer ruined the wedding by playing some mind games with his wife. Lucifer visits Tuvile to question him and also insult his music. Tuvile threatens Lucifer, but he's a god, so Lucifer overpowers him and pushes him off the balcony to hang there to ask him some questions. He tells Lucifer that he didn't take her life, other than some beating for cheating, that was it. So Lucifer brought him back up and asked for names. He told Lucifer about her therapist, Linda, and right before Lucifer was about to leave, Chloe shows up to ask questions. Once she was done questioning them, she leaves while handcuffing Lucifer for threatening Tuvile. Lucifer breaks out of the handcuffs and asks Chloe to work this case together because he could be a great partner. They visit Linda to ask who the rich man Delilah was having an affair with, but Linda is a hard nut to crack until Lucifer uses his powers. Eventually, she tells them it was Gray Cooper, and they go visit Gray to question him. His wife Amanda shows up, then he is caught in a lie, and Lucifer uses his powers to make Gray confess to cheating, but Amanda already knew about it. So Chloe thinks it has something to do with Gray or Amanda that committed the crime, but they didn't have any connections to the shooter. Then they saw Delilah's records rising and suspected that someone gave the watch to the shooter. So they paid Jimmy a visit to question him, but Jimmy knew he was caught red-handed, so he took a hostage. Lucifer walks to Jimmy, but right before getting shot by Jimmy, Chloe shoots Jimmy first. Lucifer is furious because he won't suffer in hell due to Lucifer being here, but Jimmy was still alive, so he shot at Chloe. Lucifer attends to Chloe's wound to make sure she was okay, but gets shot by Jimmy. Right before she blacks out, she sees Lucifer getting shot multiple times, till Lucifer makes Jimmy go crazy. At the hospital, Lucifer shows Chloe that he could be her partner, and she agrees. Lucifer goes back to the bar, but is greeted by Amenadiel, suggesting him to go back to hell to resume his role. Chloe is investigating Lucifer because she just saw him get shot 6 times, but still alive and standing. Plus, he just showed up 5 years ago with no past. Chloe gets a call for a case and she leaves Lucifer to investigate the case, but Lucifer follows her. They see Nick, a paparazzo, getting arrested, so Lucifer uses his powers on him, and Nick wanted to confess something, but Chloe interrupted the process. Nick noticed that Lucifer is doing something to him, but right before he was going to confess, Chloe's ex-husband Dan interrupts them. Chloe thinks Nick is covering for someone, so she investigates some more. Lucifer goes to Nick in the interrogation room to question him on Chloe, but Nick tells him he is protecting someone, and Lucifer tries harder to get him to snake. Too bad Nick isn't a snake, so Lucifer leaves. Chloe visits Russell to comfort him and to tell him that she doesn't think Nick is the criminal. Russell thinks it might be some other paparazzo, but doesn't know what he looks like. Chloe is interrupted and informed that Lucifer visited Nick, so Chloe goes to Lucifer. Lucifer tells Chloe that Nick is protecting his protege, so they go looking for this person. They go to where all the paparazzi are at to see if they can find the suspect, and Lucifer spots Josh that was at the previous crime scene, but Josh escapes. Luckily, Chloe gets his plates before he escaped. Dan tells Chloe that Nick is sticking to his story, so he helps Chloe run the plates. Josh is taking some explicit photos, but Lucifer and Chloe interrupts him. They question Josh about Robbie's death, and Lucifer uses his power on him to find out that Josh likes to be first. Josh interrupts the interview to take a photo, and they suspect that the photos are all staged. Lucifer wants to punish Josh, but Chloe wants concrete proof to lock him away. Maze convinced Lucifer to deliver punishment to Josh by themselves because he is the devil. Chloe shows Josh's pictures to Nick on what he did and asks what really happened to Josh. Nick tells her Josh's story and his upbringing till Nick met him. Chloe tries to get Nick to confess but is interrupted by a phone call. Dan tells Chloe that Josh has gone missing, and when she turns back, Nick goes missing too. Chloe asks an officer where Nick went, and she explains a person like Lucifer came in and took him. Maze drags Josh out of her trunk and gave them both guns to have a duel for snaking each other. Josh picks up his gun aiming at Nick and shoots him, but Josh gets jebaited by Maze because the gun had no ammo. Nick picks up his gun aiming at Josh. Then Chloe shows up to convince Nick not to shoot while Lucifer entices Nick to shoot. Nick shoots, but Lucifer calls Amenadiel, so time slows down for them to stop the shot, and Lucifer admits to Amenadiel that he has changed. Also to piss Amenadiel off, to waste his time, to deny Amenadiel's suggestions, so he leaves. Then Lucifer kicks Josh's balls and he drops to the ground. After all that, the police come and arrest both of them. Lucifer is at Ty's party and tries to convince him to get with the girl that was hitting on him. In the morning, Ty wakes Lucifer up to ask for a favor. Lucifer calls Chloe to show her the body at Ty's pool. Police are called and Chloe believes that it was a murder. The victim is Allie and Ty brings out a guest list. Lucifer is bothering Chloe when she is doing her investigation, so she puts Lucifer on a timeout. An officer finds one of Allie's nails on Ty's bed, but gets interrupted by Lucifer watching something on Allie's phone. In the video, Ty catches Allie filming while they are having some bedroom fun, so Chloe arrests Ty. Lucifer tells Chloe that Ty didn't do it, but Chloe will find out more when she investigates more, and she boots Lucifer off the case. Chloe goes see Joe at the agency, but spots Lucifer chatting it up with the workers. So Chloe pulls Lucifer to the side asking why he's there, and Lucifer explains he wants to find the person responsible for the crime. She lets him back in the fold and they question Joe together. Joe tells him that he hired Allie to get with Ty, so Ty can get over his ex Deborah. Deborah was a crazy fan, and when they got together, she was controlling Ty, so Joe broke them up. They try to question Deborah, but right before Deborah walks to her car, it blows up. Police were called and Deborah was on a stretcher while Lucifer questioned her. She admits that she was watching Ty at the party, but left for ice cream to make herself feel better. Dan thinks Ronnie planted the bomb because she was spotted near the car explosion. So they get Lucifer to contact Ronnie to set her up. Lucifer meets with Ronnie at his club and she brings up the imposter, so he gets Ronnie to fix it for him. Chloe and Dan freaks out because she left and they ask Lucifer why. He tells them that she will fix his imposter problem. Ronnie brings the imposter to Lucifer and Lucifer threatens him till he gives himself up as Justin. Maze makes a joke and Lucifer just lets him go. Then Chloe arrests Ronnie, but she denies the crime of Allie's death because she put Allie up for the gig, due to Allie not being able to get any acting projects. She tells them that Joe hired Ronnie to get pictures to blackmail Ty. Chloe and Lucifer moves aside thinking that Joe is the criminal, so they pay Joe a visit when he is trying to clean Ty's image. They bait Joe to admit he was at Ty's party, and finally, he admits that he was the killer. Joe tries to leave, but Lucifer stops him, but he loses control and blasts Joe to another room, knocking him out. Lucifer was going to finish him off, but Chloe stopped him and brought the police over to arrest him. Ty thanks Lucifer for proving his innocence, and Chloe admits that Lucifer was helpful. Dan goes to Chloe with a new case from the lieutenant about Lindsay going missing after the Players Club event. She was last seen with the founder Carver, and Dan wants Chloe to go undercover because Lucifer is invited to the event. Chloe goes to Lucifer with the missing girl's info to ask him for help. Lindsay's brother Kevin shows up at the event demanding to see Carver, but a security guard stops him. Chloe and Lucifer gets the security guard to go off so they can ask about Lindsay, and they make sure that they will find the criminal. They go to a seminar to hear what Carver has to say, but Lucifer questions him because he can't get Chloe to sleep with him, and exposes Chloe as an undercover cop. They are kicked out of the event, and the lieutenant chews out Chloe for it. Lucifer apologizes to Chloe and will focus on the case. Carver runs the after party at Cold Bar, which is notoriously overpriced, and Chloe thinks she knows why. In the meantime, Amenadiel goes to Maze to ask for Lucifer's weak spots to get him back to go to hell, but he is disturbed by Maze. Lucifer lets Carver rent his bar cheaper, unknowingly, so that's where the after party is held. Carver spots Chloe and Lucifer at the party, and he pulls out a gun to make a run for it, but Chloe unarms him while Lucifer is distracting him. Carver tells him that Lindsay will die now because they are running out of time. Carver tells him that Lindsay was kidnapped and he wants to get her back because he loves her. The kidnapper sent a photo of Lindsay to tell Carver no more cops, so the kidnappers must have been at the seminar. Lucifer sneakily calls the kidnappers to do the transaction and that he will provide the money. Carver shows up at the meeting place secretly, and Lucifer follows in while locking Chloe out because of the promise, so Chloe calls in the SWAT. Lucifer scares the crap out of Carver, and the kidnapper shows up demanding the money first. The kidnapper tries to take the bag off Lucifer, but he can't, because Lucifer is too strong, until Carver tells him to give it away. Carver asks for Lindsay, and he denies, so Carver pulls out a gun on him. Lindsay comes out and shoots Carver because she doesn't want to let Carver shoot Kevin. Lindsay faked the kidnapping for revenge because he took Lindsay's virginity and left her to write his book. She was about to shoot Carver again, but Lucifer stopped her. Kevin tries to stop Lucifer, but he knocks Kevin down. Lucifer confronts Lindsay while showing his true face, and Lindsay is scared to death until Chloe shows up to stop Lucifer from continuing while also getting a glance at his true face. So Chloe asks what Lucifer is, and he tells her that he is the devil. He tells Chloe to shoot him for proof, so Chloe shoots him in the leg. At first, he doesn't feel it till he starts feeling the pain and questions what is going on with his immortality. When the police shows up, Lucifer covers for Chloe and gives her all the credit in front of the lieutenant. Maze is worried about Lucifer and tries to convince him to go back to hell, but Lucifer thinks this is getting interesting. Well, that's it for part 1. We'll see how the relationship develops and the cases they will crack. But if you want part 2, click down there when it comes out. And if you want to see other recaps, click right up there. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And thanks for watching.